the sweat, the push. It all takes its toll. But you're not a quitter. You rise, and within reach is that which you need in order to refuel. Fit Sports Drink gives you the edge. Packed with electrolytes for hydration and antioxidants to fight fatigue. It helps you bounce back stronger, faster, better. Fuel your drive. Rehydrate, recharge, and reclaim your day. Fit by Vatra. Fit for life.
Good evening. Thank you so much for making time to be a part of tonight's edition of Diamond Live. We come to your screens every Monday and Friday. We do nothing but bring you the day's biggest news stories. I'm your host. My name is Andrew Mwansa. Coming up on the program tonight, we're going to be listening to a press briefing that was done by the ruling party's media director in Mark Simuuwe, where he was addressing issues around constitutional amendments. He's of the considered view that this process must go on, but also he did shoot down the ejection by the civil society organizations that are of the considered view that the timing of these constitutional amendments are wrong. He argues that from the time that Parliament was given life, that's at the point when we're having elections and we've got members of Parliament in the House, up until the time that Parliament is dissolved, members of Parliament are meant to make laws, and there's no law that compels members of Parliament from stopping to make laws. The political players and those from the opposition again argue that these are dictatorial tendencies. We're going to be listening to the press briefing later on to get some of the issues that he does point out in that briefing. But, like always, we begin the show with Today in a Snap. When I saw the story, I couldn't believe it because it sounds so unreal, yet it's very, very real. Now, the parents of a 16-year-old boy from Nkavika compound in Mazabuka district, Southern Province, are deeply concerned about their son's health, as he has been living with a bullet lodged in his chest for the past 5 years. Now, according to the parents, the incident occurred during the period of widespread gassing incident that happened in the country a few years ago. Now, on the fateful night, while the boy was sleeping around midnight, a bullet from an unknown firearm pierced through the roof and struck him in the chest. She further explained that when the incident first occurred, hospital authorities informed them that the bullet was lodged in a delicate position and could not be removed. The only advice given was to bring the boy back to the hospital whenever he experienced pain. Now, the reason for why this particular story is mind boggling is the fact that a bullet has lived in this boy's chest for a period exceeding 4 years. Those that have done, those that are medical practitioners will tell you that if a foreign substance enters your body, there's a way that your body reacts to ensure that that foreign substance gets to be ejected. even when the first time that this boy was taken to the hospital, they couldn't operate on him because the medical practitioners did advise that with time the bullet was going to move to allow the bullet to go to a place where it's going to be safe, for it to be removed. But it's been 5 years. The bullet has been at one particular position. Is this bullet making the boy survive? Or perhaps there's something extraordinary that happened to the body of this boy. Let's get to listen to this story done by our reporter from Southern Province, Helga Chiwe.
About 5 years ago, this 16-year-old boy was shot in the chest through the rooftop of their house in Nkabika compound of Mazabuka district in Southern Province. And 5 years down, the bullet has remained stuck in his chest. The family is worried at the state of affairs, following the results it got, which shows that the bullet is still stuck in one position inside the chest. Charity Hapea Hanyanga is the victim's mother.
Toponya koga winka go hospital. Nuga doctor nga go hospital. Nukwaga inka go hospital nukwaga joga nukwaga koga bagari mbaji pepa ja ku police. Sono bagamana kuri mbaji pepa ja ku police koga inka aja go hospital.
Police issued us with a medical report, and we took the boy to the police. But the results, including the X-ray CD, were not given to us by the police, and they have not made any efforts to make a follow-up.
Ponya abantu bina no bakali ponya kuzwa wawo wakawenda 2 years. Ponya limbo bakahotyani bo bakahoguli ponya omwemba akahogubora kuli ponya kuzwa wawo kusigali na abantu tatu babwena.
And according to the family members, the incident happened in 2020 during the gassing period, and I've wondered why authorities have not taken keen interest despite being aware of what transpired.
Olo ujipadera wina no bakatwambira to olo nandiza mugamwete olo buli view olo buli taku bagamba loti na agatongo.
We have no information regarding the health status of the boy. No one has told us anything. What next?
Buyitawa mwitu wabola buli view taku olo timugabole wa ufanya myageri taku buyega omunina wawozi abagapoga mbotwa imbwa yatusi watu saina bakatusidikira kutwetawo
bagamba kuti ndinga break pokabedde lima mavenzi aliwo dinjala siatenda.
The health experts told us that the position of the bullet is sensitive, and that's why they cannot remove it.
Atari sensitive mbo bagamba bali experts. So chotwagayo kuti na design wataka kushi that you want to carry out this and what am I
Now I'm feeling just okay. I want it to be removed.
Meanwhile, efforts to get a comment from health experts regarding the health status of the 16-year-old victim failed at broadcast time. Helga Chiwe, Damo News, Mazabuka district in Southern Province.
Well, that's your story. Mind blowing, right? The bullet has lived in the boy's chest for 5 years, and according to the report, it's stuck in between the bones within the chest. And the medical practitioners are stating that they can't operate on him because the bullet is at a very sensitive position. Up until the bullet gets to move, that's when this could be removed from his body. But also another interesting shift to this particular issue is that this happened in 2020 when we had that widespread reports of gassing. So now what is not known, to be very specific, is who shot this boy. Was it shot by police or was it shot just by criminals? It's very difficult to know the true position, and that's why perhaps that's the reason for why it's very difficult for the family to to go and seek compensation for what happened to their child who has lived with a bullet for 5 years. He's now in grade 10. The reporter earlier on, I spoke to her. She was saying that the only thing that the boy, gets to feel minor migraines. And so the miracle about this story is that this boy has no health complications whatsoever. And so he's been living with the bullet for 5 years, but he has no serious medical complications that have been caused as a result of this bullet that is inside his body. The only challenge is he faces sometimes minor migraines, but that's after a period of time. And so that's a story that came from the southern part of this country. Back in Lusaka, our reporter Rachel Mumba is reporting that the National Pension Scheme Authority has confirmed that Lusaka's Society Business Park Tower is structurally sound and will not be demolished. The tower was closed last year due to security concerns, but NAPSA, Director of Investment Matete Schiza, stated that an independent engineering assessment confirmed its integrity. However, repairs to the car park structure must be completed before reopening. Speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka, Mr. Schiza revealed that the closure has resulted in an annual rental revenue loss of 30 million kwacha. Let's get to hear this report by Rachel Mumba.
Say with certainty is that the tower is not going down. Yeah. We get a lot of questions about whether the society, the tower is going to go down. From the reports that we got from the previous engineers that did the comprehensive assessment, they indicated that it is still a sound building. It might require a bit of strengthening here and there, but the recommendation is that it should not.
Obviously, that's good news for the tenants, hundreds of tenants that were evacuated due to the unsound, state of the business, Lusaka Society Business Park. But now, obviously, after works, have finished to be completed, these tenants could go back and begin their daily businesses. We're going to take a break. When we're back, Simuuwe is dating the media. He argues that the country must go on and have constitutional amendments. We're going to be listening to the press briefing, but before we do that, let's take a short break.
Son, well, I'm sure life seems hard for you right now. When you read these words, it means that you're at the age me and your mother were when we moved to Lusaka. I remember how many times your mom and I were enjoying. We always found time to comfort each other after a long day. For us, home was about supporting each other. All this to tell you and your wife, it's gonna be fine.
Small moments of happiness do have a lot of meaning when they remind us of where we come from. Boom. Never forget home.
Pascal's showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that the wells can store many, many messages. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded your contact center yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
Today,
start big
with Big Tree
Cornflakes.
Big Tree Cornflakes.
Start big. The end of your journey will be big. Stay on your feet, chase to achieve. Give it your all and just believe that it's gonna be big when you start big. Big Tree Cornflakes. Start big today. Big Tree Cornflakes. Remember to always keep it. Do it in whatever you be. Do it. Keep it in whatever you do.
Today, the best maize grain Zambia has to offer are perfectly toasted into golden flakes that pack a big crunch. Today, start big with Big Tree Cornflakes.
one thing we need to realize is that it doesn't matter how you look like. It doesn't matter what anybody has said about you in the past. As long as you have a purpose, go for it.
That's right.
The funniest part in my lifetime is when I was supposed to be introduced on the stage. So there was a tall guy, and he was like, "Welcome on stage, Enoch." So I was like, "I'm right here." So the guy couldn't believe that the voice was coming from me. He was like,
I know some people that they don't get married in the family.
Yes.
Like, okay, fine, we'll be engaged and whatnot, but they're not gonna get married. It's not you, it's not your fault, and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Want a free bets? Follow these steps. Join 1xBet app. Confirm your participation. Bet on the correct match score. Get a free bet every week. 1x free bet. Active bonuses for active players.
The meaning of life is not to simply exist, but to move ahead. To rise up and achieve. To conquer. Introducing Kung Fu Energy Drink, your push for the next conquests. Kung Fu Energy Drink. Master the power.
Nafuti. Oh yeah, BetLions mabwana mega giveaway for matches now here.
Kuri okuwina Toyota Vitz abiri n'amashopping vouchers ni DVD.
Plus another lucky player kwenda bona
Life changing 500 pin tata.
Every 5 kwacha bet on sports, aviator and casino games earns you a ticket into the mabwana mega raffle. Bale perana ma free bets kudi wonse chila mulungu.
1, 2, 3, go! Aloha. 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 Make fresh fun with Aloha. Just as easy as 1, 2, 3, and all my clothes are squeaky clean. Quick to remove the dirt and stains, and the fresh fragrance remains. Never seen nothing like it. That's exactly why I like it. So whether color white or black, it brings a new right back. Aloha. 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 Make fresh fun with Aloha.
Well, thanks so much for still staying with us. Now, the UPND Media Director, Simuuwe, has stated that no law prevents members of Parliament from amending legislation at any point between their swearing in and the dissolution of Parliament. Mr. Simuuwe has challenged those claiming that a draft constitution exists to publish it for public scrutiny, dismissing such claims as propaganda. Mr. Simuuwe now speaks to the nation.
It is also important for us to indicate that there's quite a lot that has been discussed. Being a Monday, there are so many conversations that are taking place around, and part of our job as a media team is to ensure that records are presented as they should be. And also, most importantly, when information has been published by the head of state, and the information begins meeting what looks like some distortion, we also come in to clarify where necessary. So this particular briefing is in relation to the topical issue that borders on the amendment to the Constitution. I'm sure a number of you are aware that a number of breakfast shows, not only in Lusaka, but even beyond the borders of Lusaka, have focused on whether or not the president said citizens are agreed to amend the constitution on a matter that purely bordered on the International Women's Day celebration. And this is a matter that has to do with proportional representation. I'm sure some of you were here when a question on proportional representation was equally asked. So we thought that it would be important for us to add our voice to this debate so that certain salient issues are addressed. To start with, I should mention that where we are coming from as a country, we know that what we have been using is a 1991 constitution, as amended in 1993, 1996, as amended in 2016.